Hi, Hiram here. I keep getting a couple of questions from people over time, over and over again. One of them is, what is my favorite pot? And another one is, what happened to the pot I used when I started making videos? Well, on the first question, what's my favorite pot, is a little bit hard to answer because whenever I do go out, I'm always using different pots to try to play with them and test them. The only one that I've been, I guess, really using with any consistency is this Peak 1. It's a stainless steel frying pan pot, 1 quart. It's, I think, the same thing as the Olicamp that I showed you, but it's not my favorite pot, but it's the one that I guess I've been using the most when I go out on wood fires and on alcohol or white gas. But again, this isn't my favorite pot. My favorite pot would go back to the second question. What happened to the pot that I used way back when I first started making the videos? Man, I can't believe that. This is the pot that was my favorite. I guess because of the number of times I've used it, it's still my favorite. I mean, I used this thing for years. It's a little 2-cup wherever aluminum. The stamp on the bottom is just about worn away, but it's a wherever 2-cup capacity. I used this all the time before I got into alcohol stoves and stuff. I used a Svea 123. I used this up until my buddy and I that used to go out with camping and hiking and stuff. We both had these, and not knocking the stove, but something happened the last time I used this. On his, what we used to do is, I guess they don't do it anymore, you'd put a little gas in here and light it to warm up the thing. Well, his exploded and this came out, and I never got the guts again to try this. My bad. But even with that, the Svea 123 comes with a cup pot on the top, and I use this sometimes, but I really didn't like depending on this because there was no way to keep it clean from being put on top of the stove. So, not being a Graham weenie kind of guy, I always carried this with me, and this is where I made my soup or hot cocoa and stuff like that. But when I got to going on doing all of these videos with times and stuff, with boil times, I wanted a consistent pot, and that's when I started up with the, sorry about that, that's when I started up with using this Boy Scout type pot so that I could use it on all of the tests. This has a wider base than what this does. I'll put the dimensions for this down below. But ever since I started doing these tests, I put this one away, and I haven't used it in a long time. But I've always wondered how this would stand up on an alcohol stove, so that's what I'm going to do today. I mean, it was a nice little stove. It was 2 cups of water almost up to the top. So today I'm going to try a boil test with this using IntenseOutdoorGear's X-Lite Alcohol Stove. It's one that was designed for smaller diameter pots. So with this, I can put all this stuff inside the pot. I have the X-Lite stove. I have several bottles of alcohol. I like using these on something like this. The load on this is about 1/2 of a fluid ounce, 15 milliliters, and that's what's contained in these. These are eye drop bottles. They hold 1/2 of a fluid ounce, so it comes in handy. So let me get some water prepped. I'll get some alcohol in here, and we'll be back for a test. Okay, I've got my 2 cups of water setting at 60 degrees. I've got 15 milliliters, 1/2 of a fluid ounce of methanol in the X-Lite stove. Let's light this. Okay, that's lit. Let's wait for this to get to a bloom. The X-Lite is a small stove made for small pots. It only, like I said, it only holds 1/2 of a fluid ounce. So I haven't had a whole lot of luck with getting any 2 cups to a boil. But back in the day when I used this pot, I never did use this to disinfect water. It was just to heat up hot chocolate or soup or to warm up beans or something like that. So I'm not really out to get 2 cups of water to a boil, but I just want to see how close it'll get. Okay, I'm not sure why this is spurting. Whoa. Wait for it to settle down a little bit. That should have been 15 milliliters. What the heck? I wonder if I got some water in there or something. This is why you got to take, whoa, got to take real care with this stuff. I have this on a cement board, so it's not a flammable surface. Well, let me see what happens when I put the pot on here. See if that'll bring it down. Okay, I think that brought it down. So let's see how long this takes to get to a boil. Okay, we're just a little bit past the 2-minute mark. The temperature's up to 112, 13, 14 degrees. So it's heating up pretty well. I don't know what that spurting was earlier. I don't know if I had some, I shouldn't have had any water or anything in the stove, but it's calmed down since then. So let's see how high this temperature does get before it runs out. Okay, the flames are going, gone at 552. 552, temperature is 167. Okay, so that didn't last as long as what I thought it might. I think another test that I did on this, the half a fluid ounce lasted for, come on, about 8 minutes 30 seconds. So with that sputtering and stuff in the beginning, I guess it used up the alcohol faster than what it normally did. I don't know why it was doing that. But, not bad. Like I said, I never used this pot to disinfect water. I always took water with me. I used it just for heating up food, heating up water for soup or cocoa. I'm not a coffee drinker, so it would be cocoa. Or tea for that matter. I don't like, that's just me. But, not bad. But today anymore, there are other pots that I like to use. But as far as favorites, for a long time, that would have been this one. Nice little handle on it. So I thank you for watching. I thank those that asked what my favorite pot is and whatever happened to this one. Really surprises me that people remember that. But again, I thank you for watching. I look forward to your input, questions, remarks, helpful suggestions. And as always, watch for my buddy Max. Bye now.